Hello, I am Shona Ann Hill, the Heart Center of Conscious Living Global. Today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of animals in our world and why they have so much importance and what they're truly telling us through their silent love, that unconditional love that we acknowledge and think so much of and connect with so deeply. Normally I would have my little dog here with me on the video to talk to you about this, as he loves just to curl up on my knee when I'm doing something like this around animals, but I allowed him to stay with my parents during lockdown, and he's still with them, and they've enjoyed his company and he's kept them proactive. They're in their 70s, and I see him now. Every Tuesday we go somewhere where we connect on that deeper level, and obviously other times too, but that's certainly a day where we have a lot of play and energetic sharing. But what I wanted to share with you today is, what are animals truly telling us? Why is the connection here so important? They are part of the collaboration to the next level of energy. Nature, animals, and people are the collaborative centers as we move forward to New Earth. And this stop point that we have experienced is all part of that move to creating this new Earth. Animals are very good at grounding us. And just like us, each animal has its own personality, but they also speak to us. And when they say dogs are, for example, dogs are like their owners, it's because they are representative almost of the highest vibration of the person that they live with. So when someone isn't connected with that high vibration, they tend to give that to the individual so that they naturally realign with who they are. My little boy, Ludwig is called, and the dog species, he is all about joy, as am I. My vibration is all about joy and connecting people to that deep space. And so is he. And that's why I allowed him to stay with my parents, because they very easily go into the head and leave the truth of their vibration from their heart space behind. Now, each animal has a vibrational center. Okay, as dogs are loyal to your truth, so they connect you with that depth of heart space. Cats, for example, more about that individuality and grounding your individual uniqueness, and what aspect you find most difficult, they will connect with you in the moment of that to ground you in it, for example. Horses are all about power and also connecting us to our own vulnerability. Because even though they are one of the most powerful animals, when we created engines, they spoke in horsepower because of how powerful they are. But also they have the most vulnerable digestive system. So even in seeing the horse, we are connected with the idea that the greatest power comes from acknowledging your greatest vulnerabilities and taking accountability and responsibility for them. Okay, so that's why, for example, through the horse, when you are afraid, your horse will be afraid. Or if you're out of balance with who you are, your horse will show you out of balance in his way, spook a crisp packet or something to show you that you're not grounded. So accept that vulnerability and truth of who you are, and know that you are the most powerful being that exists in your world. Animals have to have a connection with people. They absolutely 100% have to have that connection with people, whether that be good or bad, because through that connection, they expand their consciousness, but they show us our power in our heart space because they do not let go of themselves. So, as I said to you, they are here to connect you with your purest space. So if you have huge restriction to that, rejection to that, turn away from that truth within yourself, the animal's experience will not be a good one. But if you are someone who is naturally kind, even if you don't understand consciousness, you will have that pure connection with them. And they will help you to ground your truth, whatever that is for you, the fullness of all that you are. And that essence, combined with you moving towards your purest space, combined with nature as well, gives the full collaborative energetic messaging that is needed to ground your full purpose. Ground that new earth that you are seeking. And if you are in the space of wanting to know more of what your animal is connecting you with, or you're wanting to go to that next level of animal whispering, for example, that is what I help people to do, because it gives you a beautiful state of awareness, a deeper sense of awareness around yourself and your connection with them also. They communicate with us without the need of words. Words are powerful. They do have a vibration, but the vibration is caused by emotions. If there is no emotion, put behind it, then it cannot create anything. It is not the word alone that has power, but what is the intention put behind it. Okay? But animals don't communicate that way. Yet we always know what they want from us. But they are often connected with earth experience, with nature, and the experience it's going to provide us, sometimes way before we as people are. So some of may have had an experience just before coronavirus or just at the start where your animal seemed upset, seemed restless, perturbed by something, but nothing seemed irregular. And then all of a sudden you weren't able to go anywhere. Animals are more in tune because they do not live in here. They show us the power of coming from unconditional love. And that even as people, when we come from that space of unconditional love, we can communicate with anything on a deep, deep level. We can connect with each other without words. If we discover that deeper communication we can have through animal whispering. Animals open the doors to secrets. They help us to ground our true potential. And the reason we love them so deeply is because, you see if you can guess, it's because they are unconditional love. They do not spend forever pondering over things. They do not spend forever mulling things over. They do not worry about the effects of yesterday or what will be tomorrow. They are totally in every moment the point of power, the moment of now. Nothing else exists to them. But they always know you. They always connect with you because they are love. We give our power away to them quite often because we worship them. Oh, I'd rather open an animal sanctuary than buy new clothes for me or whatever. Why is that? Because you are not connected to yourself inwardly. You are looking outwardly for your inspiration, but not necessarily connecting with what the animal is actually showing you on the deepest level and trying to teach you about you on your deepest level. And this is what I teach. That almost worship sometimes that we have for animals, we need to have for our core of self. And that's why we feel good when we are around animals, because they connect us, even if just for a moment, with that space. And combined with the grounding of nature, it's powerful when you have the combination. That's why we have this deep adoration for animals. They are not less than us. But at the same token, they are not more than us either. They connect us with the truth of us on a core level, on a God level, on a creation level. They are equal to us as we are equal to them. Everything outward is inward. So what they are showing us, if they are perturbed, they are showing us that we are perturbed by something. If they are comforting us, they are taking the lead when we cannot comfort ourselves. All animals could live as long as we do if they weren't so self-sacrificing. Because quite often when they are comforting us, they are absorbing our pain as well. And that's why certainly in dogs, when you see ailments showing up in dogs, they're quite often ailments that the person has, like arthritis, for example. Issues with hair sometimes. I know my mum had her last dog. It had issues with his hair. So does she. So they mirror, they show you what needs your love. It's like when my little dog, as I say, is currently with my parents, otherwise he would be here for me to show you. But my little dog sometimes has poorly shoulders. And because I used to do massage a lot in the past, I have had bad shoulders. And he shows me that I'm working too hard in that way. Giving too much of my physical self, not loving myself enough, but giving my power away all the time. And he shows me this. And it's like what my pony as well. He's got a damaged right foot when he put it through a trailer years ago, before I had him. But it's one of the reasons I took him on. I take on the animals that people wish to move on because they have what they consider things wrong with them, but they're not. They're just showing me where I need my healing, because down my right side, for example, I've not always been grounded. I've had blocks there myself. And the fact he's got a damaged foot shows me I need to work on my grounding. And when I am grounded, we have a terrific relationship anyway, but when I am grounded, it's more magnificent. So when we look at what our animals show us, I also have a parrot, a rescue parrot. All my animals are rescues actually, but My parrot's they're almost like little humans with feathers. He's also with my mum as well. I've kind of allowed them to have things to occupy them so that they're not in the doldrums and listening to the media all the time, which would be detrimental to their well-being. So I've given them the joy of having the animals to uplift them, because I know how to work with myself to uplift myself. So, and they have my parrot as well. And they are like little people with feathers. And because they can talk too, they often tell you one way or another what they're thinking. And stick their feathers on end if they're feeling cross. So he's often very much keying into how certainly my mum is feeling. And when she's feeling a bit down in the dumps or a bit grumpy by circumstance, his feathers are stuck right out and he tells off, he goes, squawks at her. But again, he's just showing her where she's out of balance. So when I have all three of them in my space, I have a lot of beautiful energy showing me my power and to accept my vulnerability, be accountable and responsible for it, because that is my power. Have my dog showing me how to get more joy in my world. And I have my parrot showing me where I'm out of balance with emotions. Because I would say they're the only animal that actually seems to show emotion in how they respond. They look cross when you're cross and they're responding to your energy. They look cross, their eyes go really small and their feathers go on and they go, wah. I was like, oh, yes, I need to work on my emotions. Thank you, George. But so that's why we have such a connection with them. But if you want to know the depth of understanding you can truly have with your animal, do connect with me, because I can take you to a place where you can have more understanding about your animals, why they exist in your world, than you possibly thought could be, and have even more of a special bond and love shared between them that is unconditional. Animals are always healing, they're always sharing, always showing, always repairing. Where you are most out of balance. And they are a crucial part in grounding you, Earth, as they give us what we need to connect with the most to flourish. So do please connect with me. Write a message below. And I get back to you on any level that you wish to. Let's discover what animals can teach you. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.